Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well out there. Just wanted to give people an update on what I'm working on right now and what I'm not working on. So a lot of people have expressed an interest in doing what I did at the Peterborough Council and at the Douro-Dummer Council, and addressing the UN takeover and bringing this information forward to our councillors and mayors. And so that is great. There's a lot of interest in that. And the thing is it's such a big project that I cannot possibly handle it. So I did create a little guide on what I did, and I provided my speeches and references and an outline of how we did it here in Peterborough. There was a team watching the town council, and we had determined that we wanted to address this issue, and when the time came, we watched the reports and the agendas and we went for it. So I think with the information that I've provided and the information that is available on your city websites, and you can find their agendas and reports there, and then you can call the town clerk and learn the requirements to get on the agenda as a delegate and speak to the issues. And pretty much their reports and agendas, they're just covered with the UN everywhere. And the point that we want to make is that all of these NGOs that our local governments are working with, they're not speaking to the people that they represent. For the most part, these reports and these recommendations are coming from internationally funded NGOs, and that is inappropriate. And I think that that's a fair thing to be pointing out, and to really go through the reports and see what isn't there, see what local issues are not being addressed, because there's a lot of them. And we want our issues to be on the table, and they shouldn't be accepting these reports as their main reports if they haven't consulted with the people in their areas. And this is why we do, and I want to encourage and just put it out there that we need local councils on local issues that the government and the mayors and the councillors need to be talking to. And there will be another, a second version of the Kickley Guide. It'll go a lot more into detail. It will not be so much based on my work, but it'll be the source where I discovered this work. So the lady, Sheila McFarlane, she will be doing her own version of this, and people can take that information and see how far they want to take it, because really we have to help those that we elected to navigate this new private-public partnership that has been created. And I really feel like their hands are being tied by a corporate structure that is calling itself our government. And these people are not elected, and they're working with international bodies, international institutions and organizations. So those are my thoughts. And yeah, I would love to help every town. I would love to go and speak to every town, but my life is in a place right now where I have to get my kids ready for school, and that is up in the air. I don't know if I'll be homeschooling next year. I did homeschool for the entirety of their childhood except for last year, so things going on with that. And I'm doing a lot of writing. I'm doing I'm doing an article about Elliott Lake and the conference there and all the things that we spoke about, and it's basically turned into 5 different articles. So now I'm going to be putting them out one by one, and then I'll just do kind of a blueprint for Elliott Lake's discussions, and it'll be linked to the other articles. We did have people there that were very passionate about community service, so I'm excited to share my thoughts on community service and how that's an effective tool, really the key to our community and to finding true leaders in the communities. True leaders are those that serve. And like I said, a couple of the of the guests for the conference really had a heart for that, and we're going to be creating an email group. So those who would like to be networked in with others who are doing community service work in their communities, they can email the email that will be listed in that article, and we will look for ways that we can collaborate together and support each other, and maybe down the road help to fundraise for community service projects in our different communities. And we really should have representatives from all across the country doing this. The other topic that was covered was the CAS and how Children's Aid Services has basically targeted individuals, and it can be really isolating and traumatic when that happens. And some of the people that were there, they've dealt with this effectively before, and they've offered to assist those that are in this situation. So that is nice. We need support networks for these things, guys. That's what we need. So we're going to put an email there that you can email if you're having that kind of a situation. And if you are, I'm so sorry. So sorry. But let's try and create some support networks. And the other topic that was covered was just the migration of free thinkers to areas outside of the cities and up north in particular. And one of the attendees shared his experience in setting up a community up north with like-minded individuals, and he is going to be a contact person for people looking for tips and ideas and collaboration moving forward with off-grid like-minded communities. So that'll be there. And we covered so much more. We covered basically all the different things that are on my website, from networking and hometown networking, and anyway, the list goes on. Newsletters, community building, taking on town council. We also had someone bring forward what he did up north in his town, and was very successful in working with his local government at all 3 levels, and working with the law enforcement, and working with the media, and he found effective strategies, and he put that together, and that is now in an article called Best Practices, and that was great, and highly recommend hearing that story. And I really think if we can hear stories, it plants that seed in our mind that we can do this too, and that there are things that work, and there is an effective way of going about the various initiatives that we want to do, and make them more I don't know, effective. So yes. Anyway, so there was so much more. We covered press releases, we covered the different things going on with the school boards, and how it would be a good idea to follow suit with what New Brunswick did when they pulled their kids out of school. The province took note and made changes. So yeah, pulling your kids from school is definitely something that we'll be promoting at a certain point. We're just not sure what date yet. Obviously, just not putting them back in school makes sense, but really the legislation in Ontario, it starts again on the 25th. So you could pull them before, you could pull them on the 25th, but your routine might be established by then. It might shake things up. So anyway, just lower attendance in school would make a good statement. And if we do that along with some good press releases to explain why, and to explain what it is that people are worried about. And we are looking for some concerned citizens from outside the main freedom movement, just regular concerned citizens that have children in school, and that would like to be a spokesperson for why parents would be considering pulling their kids out of school because of the content that is in the curriculum these days. Anyway, so this is what happens. This is why we needed a whole weekend for the think tank, because there's so many things to cover. And yes, again, I am just going to encourage those who want to do something like what I did at our town councils here, just to follow your heart and do it. I do believe that ultimately we can do this without a high level of organization. We just need the information, and we need to speak the truth from our heart. And if you feel called to do something similar, please do it. Check out the guide that I created, record it, put it out there so other people can see it, and really just get that momentum going, that we're going to speak truth to power. This is how this is going to work. So just thinking if I missed anything. I know I did. There was so much that was covered in Elliott Lake. So I will be working on those articles and get them out to you as soon as I can. Probably I'll drop one tomorrow, or maybe two. The one about community service and the one about setting up communities up north, or just going in on property with people, and how you can do that in a streamlined, effective way and save money. So yeah, long video, guys. Thanks for listening. Hope you have a great day at a beautiful park. I'm watching the kids swim and chilling out. So yeah, just enjoying my own little city. My city, Peterborough. Love you guys. Cheers.